So text. So the definition of text. Text is the body of words within a book or printed work. Serifs. Serifs are the lines of the upper and lower strokes of a letter, which makes the letter more distinctive and allows the reader to recognize the words more easily. These.
Why you have serifs? Why you have serifs?
To imitate running writing.
No.
To lead it from one letter to another.
That is correct. They also rise across a page. That's why serifs exist.
These are commonly used in books or magazines.
Sans serifs are without the lines at the edge. So sans serifs are usually used in actual computer text because computers usually display 100 dots per inch, I think. And the sans serif makes it so it's easier and more clear to read.
Okay, so decorative fonts they include extreme features. So as JV said, the serifs, they use serifs, but it's more exaggerated. So they have like long tails, as you can see on the picture. They're meant to be used sparingly, or otherwise it'll be hard to read like that. They're often used in greeting cards, posters, newspaper headers, etc.
So bold fonts are to exaggerate a point. So usually they're used to make the character or whoever you're talking about say something loud. There's different stages of bold font. There's bold, extra bold, and black and extra, which is different weighting for it. So there's the first one, which is bold, which is like small, very small weighting, and then it gets bigger and bigger, makes it fatter, and that's an example of bold.
Okay, so italic type text, it's a cursive font, so it's based on that stylized form. We've all used italics once in our lives, and if you haven't, you're going to use it eventually. It's basically text that's sloped slightly to the right, and it's used to stress on words that speakers use. So say in presentations, words for emphasis, that they're going to be in italics, just to stress on the words that they're going to speak. Also, titles, quotes, they're going to be in italics. It's just so they stand out. It's for emphasis. That's it.
So an underline is simply a line under the word which shows importance or emphasis. These are normally used in subtitles, headings, or hyperlinks.
Hey, that's me. Okay, so arrangement, it's literally in the title, guys. Alignment. So you align stuff. It's based on a margin. So there are 4 different types. You've got flush left, right, center, and justified. Justified is basically they line up evenly between both. And the others is pretty self-explanatory. Left, right, center. And those are examples of all the different types.
Okay, so indents are basically the increase or decrease of space between the left or right margins. They're typically 5 spaces from the margins. You can do it by pressing tab on your keyboard and you'll just move the paragraph. It'll be indented. So you can also do it up there where the arrow is pointing. Yeah, that's intended.
Okay. Okay, so bullets. Small symbol used for listing. That's literally just used for listing. It's not used for anything else, really. As you can see here, it's used for bullet list, and that's an example of it.
Okay, so numbering, you can use it when you're numbering your pages. Captions, they're used as labels. So like in your science textbooks or math textbooks, you have your figure 1.2 tables, equations. And footnotes, they're used as a note of reference. So they put like a number and it will just reference on the bottom of the page, basically explaining what that is referencing to. There's numbered lists, so 1 to your lists, and heading numbering, your chapters, and for your table contents.
So font size is usually measured in points, but nowadays they're also measured in pixels and pica. pixels is px, and pk is pc. Font size is just the size of the font depending on how many points it is. Font sizes vary depending on what you're writing. So if a heading could have a bigger font than the actual body of the paragraph, they mostly you can see a change in fonts in magazines, computer articles, and everything else.
So color is a substance used to give something a particular color when reflected by light. So when color is used in text, it's used to give emphasis or to give visual appeal. So that's why magazines use them a lot, and can also be used in book titles as well. So stroke and fill. So filling is the process of painting the interior of a shape, while stroke is the process of drawing the shape's outline. So for example, this logo utilizes a different stroke and different fill. That's it.
Okay, so headings and subheadings. So we've got a heading there, and underneath, it's basically, the heading is the main title, it's the eye catcher. Basically talks about the main point of the whole page. And then the subheading is basically branching off the title or what the, it's like contents and stuff. But it's a subject given to a piece of writing. And they're commonly found in magazines, websites, books, literally anything. You're going to find titles or subtitles or subheadings.
Okay, so formatting paragraphs and documents is essentially what's been discussed. Your alignment of text, spacing, indenting, numbering, and you can also add borders to your paragraphs. Formatting documents, your numbering, applying font or styles, different fonts, paragraph spacing as well.
So pagination is dividing or splitting a document into either electronic or printed pages. They're usually used in books where you can see the number on the page, and it helps to order each page and make sure that everything's in the correct order. Yep. Thanks for listening, guys.